What's up, Collider fans? Warner Brothers won't release a cut of Justice League that never existed in the first place. Stay tuned.
It never existed.
Come on, let me hear you say it just once. Come on.
But it doesn't exist.
But it doesn't.
No! No, the other thing. Come on, I know it's just dangling off the tip of your tongue. Let me hear it just once, please.
He didn't get a chance to do it.
Wrong!
So it appears it's happening. The Snyder Cut is going to get announced soon. As some of you saw, we found out that the Snyder Cut was screened in February of this year to Warner Brothers executives. And it turns out Zack got what he wanted. And every Hollywood insider, most of these big scoopers that have been saying the Snyder Cut doesn't exist, that it's a pipe dream, are all saying that it's happening and that Zack Snyder's going to announce it soon. And some of them are even saying that it's going to happen during the Man of Steel commentary that Zack Snyder's going to be doing on Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. And he was originally supposed to do this commentary in June, but it got moved up, probably because the scoopers and everybody are getting wind that this is going to happen. And Warner Media probably wants Zack Snyder to announce it himself because he deserves it. He deserves to announce this thing himself. Zack Snyder's definitely been fighting for his cut harder than anybody else here. And almost 3 years ago, to this day, I think it was May 22nd of 2017, was when Zack Snyder stepped down from Justice League. And now, 3 years later, he will possibly be announcing his Snyder Cut. And I'll definitely be tuning in for that live. I might even stream it on this channel. My reactions to his commentary. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. And I realize I've gotten some new subscribers lately from my Last of Us videos. And that's not going anywhere. I'm still going to talk about that game, but this is a very special week. I've been following this Snyder Cut since November 17th, 2017, before we even had a name for it. Before there was ever a movement. I even have a playlist on this channel called the Release the Snyder Cut Journey, and you can hear me very early on talk about this director's cut of Justice League. You can hear what my reaction was when Zack Snyder stepped down. You can hear my reaction to Danny Elfman being hired, and you could hear me talk about a director's cut that I knew for sure existed because I followed Zack Snyder's career. I knew every film he's made has had a director's cut in one form or another. So that's how I initially believed that there was a director's cut. And then as the weeks progressed, you got actors like Kieran Hines saying that he wants the director's cut released because it's much better than what was released in theaters. And of course, that piqued my curiosity. And I just kept following the breadcrumbs. Meanwhile, all of the Hollywood media and all the YouTubers and bloggers were saying that it was a pipe dream and that it doesn't exist at all. And that Zack Snyder never finished it or never got close. Meanwhile, I was seeing Zack Snyder posting images of finished shots on his Vero and seeing constant information coming out about the Snyder Cut. And I just wanted to keep following it, right? And then as the months progressed, it became very apparent that Zack Snyder's Justice League was drastically different than what we got in theaters. And it felt like, the Snyder Cut was going to take a long time to come out. And there was times where it felt like it was never going to come out. And I've always said it's better that it comes out sooner rather than later because it'd be harder to keep people's interest for a longer time. And it looks like it's happening. Zack Snyder might announce this thing during his Man of Steel stream, and it's going to be epic if that does happen. That's what a lot of people are saying. People are saying to watch this Man of Steel live stream because something's going to happen. And I really hope something does happen because I've waited almost 3 years for this. And at the beginning of this year, I was saying that they need to get this going within the first 6 months of this year because they have to announce it while the interest is still at the peak level. And now with these new articles and everybody changing their opinion on the Snyder Cut, now is the time. Now is the perfect time to do it. And I don't really care which form I see the Snyder Cut. I just want to see it. Now, obviously, announcing it and actually finishing the Snyder Cut are two different things. If Zack Snyder wants to do additional photography, they're probably going to have to wait till the pandemic's over. But then they'll probably get it done real quick. But until then, an official announcement from Zack Snyder will hold us all over till then. That will be enough. Just having the official word from the director's mouth that it's coming will set the internet on fire and the hype will go through the roof. Now, do I think the Snyder Cut's going to be the greatest movie of all time and it's going to blow everybody away? Probably not. The people that hate what Zack Snyder was doing with Man of Steel and BVS are not going to like Justice League. Nothing's really going to change their opinion on it. And the Snyder Cut has reached mythological levels with like what's in it right now. And from everything I've heard and seen, it sounds like one of the best, DC movies of all time, like a DC nerd's wet dream. And I really hope that I enjoy it a lot. I really hope it's, my favorite DC film. I don't want to be disappointed by it at all. And I probably won't. And I know in the past we've had situations where we thought the Snyder Cut was going to get announced and nothing happened. But the main difference with this now is that a lot of journalists that were totally against it are coming out and saying that they were wrong and that it's happening. That's a direct quote from a specific journalist that was totally against the Snyder Cut, right? And I just watched Chris Wan's video about it. And he's right. This is going to be a very cathartic moment for a lot of us Justice League fans that have been waiting for the Snyder Cut and that have been hyped about it for this long. I've been waiting for it for 3 years. I was there the first week Justice League opened, and I was one of the earliest people to be talking about the Snyder Cut. And a lot of people were naming me a leader of this movement for a long time, and I'd never agreed with that. I never liked the idea of having leaders or having a movement or having groups. It's just never a good thing. Humans don't do well when you start assigning roles and groups and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I'm just in it for Justice League. I'm just in it to see Zack Snyder's film. That's it. I've bought the merch. I've followed it to death for years. I've defended the hell out of Snyder and fought against all this Snyder Cut doesn't exist garbage that's been floating around for years. And I can't wait to watch it. I want to watch it live with you guys on this channel. I want to break it down. I want to talk about every scene in it. And it'll be great to finally just have the satisfaction of seeing it and moving on, right? And just talking about some other things I want to talk about, right? Like Last of Us. I really want to talk about this game because, we talk about artistic integrity when it comes to the Snyder Cut. And artists are getting trounced on every day, like Neil Druckmann, by bloggers and critics that have their own agendas and stuff. And we've done some good with the Snyder Cut. Now we need to spread that to other creators and artists. And for me, in this moment, the person that needs it the most is probably Neil Druckmann. But anyway, completely off topic, but that's it for now. I just wanted to give my thoughts about it. It's probably going to happen Wednesday. Try not to get my hopes up entirely, but it really feels like it's going to happen. It's never felt like this before. Really feels like there's a lot of people that are very sure something's going to happen. But, if it doesn't happen this Wednesday, it's going to happen very shortly after at some point. And once it's officially announced, nothing will be able to stop the train towards the Snyder Cut. The floodgates will open. It will be glorious. But anyway, that's it for now. Comment below. Let me know how excited you are for the Snyder Cut announcement. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, and one final thing. Release the goddamn Snyder Cut.
There's no all the timing is off.
No effects are done.
Yeah, exactly.
There's scenes missing because he didn't shoot because he was pulled off for a tragedy, and also that Warner Brothers was unhappy. And so there were missing scenes, and then half the script was rewritten and half the movie was reshot. Right. Half the movie was reshot with Whedon. More than half, perhaps. I don't know. I know enough of what's going on behind the scenes to know that, guys, there's no Snyder Cut. It's impossible to put together.
Wrong!
I'm a Zack Snyder fan.